So welcome guys to our Open Division Pacific broadcast. I'm your host Dax, and we are going to be getting into Japan versus Japan yet again into the stream flashbacks of last week's matchup between 70s and D81 Fortuna. This time it's going to be basically the washed up crew. You can say no, not really. SABAGOD Daisuki, these quote unquote retired pros coming on back with the vengeance, enjoying their time in the Open Division, really putting many teams to the test and having a great time along the way. Well, these guys are really formed of a big core of the old CAG squad, of the old Team Japan, and you could say that these guys have been playing with one another for quite a long time. In the meantime, their opponents, Akihabara and Count, they were able to make it to the playoffs last season, and they have always been stalwarts of the Japanese scene as well. They have had a pretty standard, they have the pretty stable core for quite a while actually, and both sides should be familiar with one another, being parts of the same local scene. So in the meantime guys, we are just waiting on for the lobby to be created by SABAGOD, as well as waiting onward to get into the match itself. We should be starting shortly. We'll be right back as soon as we are ready to go. Hey guys, and welcome back. Seems like we are in the lobby already, but waiting on for the rest of the team of SABAGOD DAISUKI to come on into the match itself. So right now, as we are waiting on for the blue hand side, waiting for them to be complete, let's talk a little bit about AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. These guys have really been together for quite a while, as I've said before, and at the same time, they're basically running the same old roster from the previous season. We got Mason, we got Max, we got Mazless, we got Maffin, we got a Solo, and we also have, if I remember correctly, we also have Tomo into this one. So by this point in time, seems like a few reconnects are in order. And meantime, for the side of SABAGOD DAISUKI, it's SABAGOD himself, Nico, Roku, How-To, Claire, and Samaraid. So this is going to be a fun one, guys. Fans of Team Japan will be really having flashbacks of previous years. Fans of the old Cyclops Athlete Gaming Squad, which really made a huge mark in the Pacific scene. Going to be enjoying this matchup. If you guys are tuning on in, this is the English broadcast as of course. In the meantime, SABAGOD himself runs a YouTube channel. He usually posts it on his Twitter. And you can check out his perspective as well as the Japanese comms along the way. It seems like both teams are ready to go, however, and we are waiting on for map number 1. We're going to be getting started right away, actually, and it is going to be Lijiang Tower to start things off. Control, always a good way to go about things. And yes, here on this Japan versus Japan matchup, we are going to try to see if SABAGOD DAISUKI still has it yet again. They have been really been impressive, of course, in the region now with a 4-1 ranking, if I remember correctly. In the meantime, AKIHABARA ENCOUNT down 3-2. So this will be a really good way to even things up for the side of AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. Seems like both sides are getting very roaring and looking to go into this matchup. Lijiang Tower, such a fun place to be. Has always been a very popular map to begin with, and now with the meta like this, we do see our hero bands, of course, removing the Winston, the Lucia from the equation. The Lucia is such a big one, actually. Interesting enough, Sombra being removed, as I've seen firsthand that the Sombra is getting a lot more playtime than before. It really is rising up the ranks yet again, so effective with all those silences with the EMP. But anyway, guys, it's time to get into our matchup. Map number 1 in this best of 5 round 6 of Open Division Pacific coming our way. And I can't wait to bring to you guys the action on Lijiang Tower, this best of 3. And this map gonna be such a good way to go about things. Seems like there you go, the music starting on up. It's time to move into the skyscraper. Find the garden, the night markets, as well as control center. It seems the gardens, though, gonna be our first battlefield into this matchup. Let's get into the fun right away. SABAGOD DAISUKI on the left, AKIHABARA ENCOUNT on the right. So welcome, guys, to the Open Division Pacific English broadcast. I'm your host, Daks, and thank you guys for tuning on in into this matchup. SABAGOD, Nico, Roku, How-To, Claire, and Samaraid. Gonna be on the blue hand side. Good to see Samaraid actually in action. If I remember correctly, we were able to broadcast a few SABAGOD DAISUKI matches last season. But if from the regular season, I didn't see him. I'm not too sure though, if I can't remember correctly on the Far East Society one, but hey, they were able to put up a good show regardless. In the meantime, guys, AKIHABARA ENCOUNT, very familiar roster for me. I've been able to cast these guys for quite a while already, and Mason, Max, Mazlin, Tomo, Solo, and Maffin gonna be going for that aggressive dive. Before we get started, guys, last season in the playoffs, unfortunately, these two teams were not able to meet in that 16 bracket. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT, of course, taking the hardest road. They came from the tiebreaker, trying to make sure that everything was going to be fine and dandy, beating down NGVEB, but losing, unfortunately, to both Bayaba as well as to D81 Fortuna. As here comes the pod driver from Mason, kind of pod driver, though, from Roku. SABAGOD himself going to get that pick up onto Tomo to start things off. This is going to be the blue hand side right now, looking around for targets. Mason trying to roll on in. Max in the meantime flying on around. There we go, the points being activated. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT looking to get in position with Nico as well as How-To keeping the damage being done. Maffin getting taken down by the grapple hook there. And Mason just gonna roll off the cliff to make sure everything is gonna be fine for that reset. SABAGOD DAISUKI starting things off strong. The Farah Mercy back into the skylines. So right now, no Sombra, no Soldier 76, but that still enables the McCree and the Widowmaker. We'll see though if that is going to be the style that AKIHABARA ENCOUNT is going to choose to respond to. As the rain keeping on, dropping on down. The Farah keeping the rocks going. In the meantime, here comes Roku right now. It'll be on that bridgeway. And on the flip side, it's Max trying to get in position. Samurai though, pushing on forward. Sees the Tracer mapping, pooping the Tracer back. Making sure that they are going to stay on their own lane. Trying to find the target though. Mason going to be zipping on out. Here comes Nika now. Nana boosted up. And SABAGOD Daisuki looking to punish the opposition. A break here for Solo. Not being able to do much. As the Tracer very tanky with that Nana boost. As well as the recall keeping it alive. How to right now with the Rocket Barrage from long range. Protected heavily by Samurai there. And you can say that SABAGOD Daisuki is just raiding their opponents right now. Looking good, looking great here for the blue hand side. Mazos and Solo gonna be on to the insides yet again. Transition here and now. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. And that is not a typo, guys. That is truly their name. In the meantime, looking back at the previous results, SABAGOD Daisuki losing out, unfortunately, on the lower bracket against B3D DT. So maybe they'll be looking for revenge later on. They're also beaten back on the upper bracket against Aries Gaming, which is gonna be, if I remember correctly, either in trials or gonna be in the playoffs of this season of Open Division. Anyway, those shots keeping on coming. Mason right now gonna go for the mines. Here comes Samurai though with that self-destruct in behind. Let's get too much there, but AKIHABARA trying to find the opportunity here to get the cap back. Somo now, Nana boosted a little early, but it enables him to assassinate SABAGOD in behind. Here we go with the mines though. Mason gonna be on the opposite end. Roku trying to set things up for some kills. Focus fire onto Samurai there, getting the takedown onto the men. Tobo with the Dragon Blade as well, cutting down Claire. And the Mercy gonna go down. Weird Champ English stream for a Japanese game. Hey, that's how it goes sometime in a region with different dialects. In the meantime, self-destruct is available for a Japanese audience, of course. There is still that stream from SABAGOD himself. He has a lot of fans, guys. That very popular guy in their community. But there we go, the self-destruct doesn't get too much there. Mazos in the meantime in behind still. There we go with the recall. And Roku now trying to punch Diana. How to? Flying on in. Rocket Barrage is available. Blue hand Farah encircling the map. Trying to find the angle of opportunity. The Brig of Solo though out in the middle. It seems like the Wrecking Ball and the Diva are trying to find a target, but they're just not getting the momentum that they need. Mason now in Max taking some damage. They don't want to be taking. And by this point in time, with the Rocket Barrage available, how to just imposing as well. Maffin standing still, getting taken down there. Sam Raid gonna be flying on in yet again. And how to right now on the left hand side. It's a quick capture here for SABAGOD Daisuki. No real efforts from AKIHABARA as they force the opponents off the objective. And SABAGOD Daisuki seems like it's gonna be a lot of love here between the team to take this one 100-50.
1-0.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna be the first one, the first round going on through. SABAGOD Daisuki. Hey, these guys, they weren't World Cup players for nothing. They weren't at the top of contenders for nothing. And even in a retired state, they are really showing the young guns, the people up and coming, how it's done. Now, interesting enough, we saw the aggressive dive from both sides. No, Winston means you only have the Wrecking Ball unless you're gonna go for the very, very awkward pairing in the dive. Of course, Diva can fit in so many compositions, especially with the boosters. Even at 4 seconds, it's still fine and dandy. Gonna be still a strong part of the meta, but by this point in time, aggressive dive in again from Roku and Samurai. In the meantime, it's the Ryan Diva actually from Mason and Max. And without the Lucio, the Reinhardt gonna be more of a stable pick, gonna be more of stabilizing onto the objective. We're gonna be very slow on the transition. Brig on, pretty much the slow comp we were expecting in behind as well. Theory crafting. But by this point in time, apparently, a few things we noticed from yesterday. The double barrier coming on back with Authority. Risa Sigma, a good way to go about things, but maybe not here on Control. We'll see later on onto the other types, as here comes the freeze onto Roku. Maxo with the takedown onto How To already. And Nico's zooming around. Maffin though, going for the shots. Good capture here from AKIHABARA to start things off. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT now. Gonna be going on to the outside. Mason wants to go for the chokehold, but this is very dangerous, especially without that speed boost. We'll see though if they can get the concentration on Roku. Gonna be the targets. And Tomo even actually getting the headshot onto Nico there. Good find from the Mei. Here comes AKIHABARA now, trying to close the gap, push the distance. And Claire potentially the target here, frozen on up. Diva trying to protect against that Fire Grenade. Doesn't happen. But hey, it's still not going to be enough. SABAGOD with a good toss there though. Nano Boost is available. They can get the action on. And here comes the blue hand side pushing on in. Ice Wall going to be into play as well. Maz in the meantime trying to get in position. 3, 4 ultimates coming online here for AKIHABARA. And Mason can get his Shatter as well. Now though, the Ice Wall comes on up. And Mason gonna be large and in charge here. Goes for the Shatter. Gonna be able to get 4. And a very opposing efforts from Mason right now. It seems like the Reinhardt stopped gapping his way to victory. And just this Nano Boost tossed over to the 19 Chiming Armor. 56% and counting. AKIHABARA has turned it up to 11. They're making sure that everything is gonna be fine and dandy on this defense. In the meantime though, Blizzard is available alongside the Rally as well as that Deadeye. On the flip side, Samurai forced to go for the reset. Doesn't have his mech as of yet. And it's going to be slowing down the push from SABAGOD Daisuki yet again. SABAGOD himself going to have that mana boost, but no real targets besides How-To and potentially Claire. We'll see though if that is going to be the plan here for the Brigitte. Because the Rally is enabled. Let's see though. Dropping on down right now. Roku going to get in position. Solo going to do it first though. The flag of her father is going to be rallying everyone back. And here we go with the Blizzard. Deadeye being primed in behind. Doesn't get too much there. How to actually stunned up, getting taken down. And AKIHABARA and Count just demolishing the opposition. A quick reversal of fortunes here and now. 99 and counting. But overtime going to take away. Claire sneaky enough to get back to the objective. The Moon going to be watching this support right now. Ice Wall in the way. And hey, AKIHABARA and Count dominating this one. We go to Control Center with a map tied apiece.
Score 1-1.
Solid effort so far here and now from both sides. But hey, SABAGOD Daisuki unable to get any real value there as soon as AKIHABARA was able to stabilize, was able to get the objective. That was game, set, and match there. And you can really see that's the strength of that composition. If it is set up, then it is pretty hard to knock down. Especially with Brigana, that is a usual tech in terms of composition. You don't always play that Lucio. If you need a slower comp, you need more CC. You play the Brigitte. That truly is the power of the meta right now. Ryan Diva, May with the McCree, Ana and the Brig. Pretty much standard gameplay here and now from AKIHABARA and Counts. In the meantime though, Roku gets isolated here. There we go with the shield bash already. Mason trying to go for the fire strike. On the red hand side, gonna be seeing the poor Diva taking a nap. On the flip side though, it finally is a mirror here from SABAGOD Daisuki. Can't beat him, join him, and apparently Control Center is the place to be. Now Rhino Risa, a comp that he's usually played here as well, but the Ryan Diva isn't gonna hurt whatsoever. Maffin though with the frag already, does it take down one? Nico in response, catches out Mason. And the Mei going for the freeze already, trying to find a target or two. In the meantime, there we go with the Mei in behind. Gonna be looking to try and get the takedown as well. Rally right here, right now though. For a target of opportunity, Claire. Look at the damage done. There we go with the stun as well. Counter rally here from AKIHABARA and Counts. The Diva pushing on forward. Nano Boost here on the Roku as well as Mason. The clash of the Titans right here, right now. And the Shatter unable to connect that from Roku. Blizzard though being sauced here and now by Nico. Mappin in the meantime with the Deadeye gonna get cancelled down out by himself. Tomo going for the ice block as well. In the face action against the Mei. Going for the freeze. They get the takedown. The Brigitte making sure of that. Sleep Dart now connecting onto Solo. But here we go with the ice wall protecting his teammates. And Tomo gonna be setting up a barrier against the opposition. AKIHABARA and Counts with the initial capture. So here we go yet again, but now with the same composition. There is gonna be a different result here. We'll see if SABAGOD Daisuki can actually move on forward to the objective. They still have the tools in their favor. Diva Bomb in behind. Deadeye gonna be there. Ice Wall's gonna crack on down, and here comes the self-destruct from Max. Cleanup against Claire. 3 frags on the board here and now. Samurai with the reset already. And AKIHABARA and Counts gonna get that team kill in that manner. Watching that one again. Self-destruct in behind with the Blizzard and the bomb in position. AKIHABARA and Counts just encountering the best way to deal with the opposition. Heavy though fights isn't over yet. SABAGOD right now coming close to that Nano Boost. We'll see if it's gonna be a good tool in their arsenal. Mason right now gonna go for the Shatter. The Red Reinhardt backing on out. Ice walls are set yet again. Samurai though to the high ground. This Diva trying to get in position. Scouting around the map, sees the McCree, channel that Deadeye. Beautiful flick though from How-To. Gets the takedown there, shuts down the McCree in the first place. And Max right now gonna be the target. Seems like Roku does get a stun on the 3, and SABAGOD DAISUKI. Going gets tough, they get even tougher. 2/3 in, they get the capture. So clean up here for SABAGOD DAISUKI, and just a good way to deal with the opposition are quick, clean, precise headshots. How-To finding an easy pickup on the map, and unfortunately, it seems like the tank line not in position for that. Roku and Mason having their little bit of a tourney joust in this scenario, and finally Roku finding the opportunity there. It really was a tit-for-tat situation. 2 factors in favor of SABAGOD DAISUKI. And by this point in time now, they will have to deal with the rally. Here comes the push on forward, trying to go for the separation. Unfortunately, the Reinhardt able to hop on that. And now with this patch, you only break 1 piece of the ice wall. Big targets can get on through. In the meantime, How-To showing us how it's done. Deadeye being channeled. Sees the Brigitte. Sees the Reinhardt as well. Both go down. The D.Va unable to get much done. How-To again with the hot hand. Ever since that kill onto the Deadeye, he's been feeling it. Good momentum so far here for SABAGOD DAISUKI. We'll see though if this is gonna be enough into this one. Blizzard gonna be online here for Nico. Looking for the toss, looking for the action. Trying to find the moment of opportunity. Fire strike though, being tossed on out yet again. Here we go right now with that nano boost. And the Blizzard online into the field. Gonna get the freeze on to 2. Now with a pick off onto 1. D.Va gets the D-Mac as well. And SABAGOD DAISUKI, the corner defense, holding strong, holding tight. Even getting the stagger onto poor Max here. Can the baby D.Va get on out? It's a slow and steady demise for our poor baby D.Va. And Roku gonna make sure that that is gonna count. One last push here for AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. We're gonna try and make it work, and the pick off onto How-To. This time the McCree taking a taste of his own medicine. Mazla's pushing forward. Mason gonna be there as well. Shatter gonna be online here for Mason alongside the Blizzard, the Deadeye, as well as that self-destruct. Ultimate versus ultimate right now. Economy gonna be pretty even. But here comes a bomb in behind, forcing the combat roll. Map is still gonna get taken down. Lagging behind due to the Deadeye. Nana goes onto the Reinhardt, self-destruct in behind. And here comes AKIHABARA really trying to focus fire onto the Reinhardt. Not gonna pan out. Roku rampaging instead. How-To coming back with a vengeance. And this is gonna be a retribution. The eternal damnation against AKIHABARA. SABAGOD DAISUKI takes this one 2-1.
Victory. Play of the game.
But the game goes over to that May.
Triple kill. Double.
There you go, guys. That's game number 1. Game, set, and match. Pretty even fight though all throughout. And it looks like AKIHABARA is gonna try to figure out how to clutch against their opponents. They got that initial capture there onto map number 3, but hey, it just wasn't, unfortunately, enough. And there you go, guys. Results being confirmed. SABAGOD taking map number 1, 2-1. So welcome back, guys, and there you go. Lijiang Tower going in favor of the blue hand side, and SABAGOD DAISUKI able to adjust in time for that 3rd map. They were trying to see if they can actually beat AKIHABARA ENCOUNT on Night Market with a different composition, and they realize, hey, this isn't gonna work whatsoever. Beat them back 100-0 is not the way to go about things. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT this time though gonna be like brushing it off, going straight into King's Row. Pretty much a map we always expect with the London battlefield in the map pool itself. As many say, it is also called Scrim's Row. It is pretty much a map everyone practices to begin with. And by this point in time, just checking out the results yet again. Map number 2 gonna be picked up here by AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. SABAGOD DAISUKI in the meantime trying to decide if they're gonna go for the attack or the defense first. What's gonna be the score here? What's gonna be the show? SABAGOD DAISUKI deciding, hey, we'll defend first. We're pretty confident after all of that. Let's move it to King's Row. It seems like we are seeing our teams ready for action.
Initiating match.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SABAGOD DAISUKI gonna be defending on the forefront here. We'll see though if this is gonna be a good pick into this one. SABAGOD DAISUKI taking control of this series with that initial victory on Lijiang Tower. If I was thinking about the map pool, I would actually expect Lijiang Tower and King's Road to always be picked, unless any of these teams have some pocket strats to begin with. We saw Oasis yesterday, interesting enough, and Oasis, of course, is a map that has been practiced from the previous season. So hey, we'll see now what King's Row will bring to the table. Roku gonna be on that Reinhardt, and it's gonna be the Zen and the Brigitte together here for SABAGOD, as well as Claire. Now they don't have Diana to go for that main heal approach. They are gonna try to get as much damage as possible, but same old basically. Beyond that from Control Center, we'll see though if SABAGOD can get enough frags to make up for the loss of healing. Discord Orb, of course, such a big tool as well, effectively cutting down the HP of the opposition. In the meantime, AKIHABARA ENCOUNT playing that double barrier that we were seeing from yesterday, that we have been seeing as well into the ladder. Marisa Sigma coming on back with a vengeance, but it probably just means that's what the hero pool forces it to be. Hey, hero pools are an interesting addition. I still don't agree with it per se personally, but you can see what it impacts into the game itself. Changes the metagame, changes the compositions, and forces players to think on their feet, especially without as much notice. But hey, it's all about knowing how to play a battlefield, and it seems like SABAGOD Daisuki trying to go for the rotation behind the hotel, become the attackers in this defense. Tomo though, good pick up onto how to already. Sees the McCree, gets the takedown. Max already in position onto the high ground. And Nico gonna take the fight to him. The Sigma and the Diva going for the focus fire. 2-for-1 trade so far. But AKIHABARA ENCOUNT in position already. Samurai running around the map. The blue hand side trying to make sure everything is gonna be fine and dandy. But you can see how slow that the Diva is getting the top up back with the Zen into the roster. Shots now keeping on coming. Mapping in a really good spot on that Hanzo. Gonna be lunging on back yet again. Roku holding the shield strong. Here comes the Orisa and the Mei. And there we go with the ice wall. Stun right now connecting onto Nico. SABAGOD coming closer and closer to that trance. But losing Roku is a big blow. This is desperation time here for the Zenyatta. The trance is what they need to keep the sustain going. But now they lose Nico. This is looking really bad here for SABAGOD Daisuki. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT doesn't even need to wipe the opposition. They force SABAGOD Daisuki back. And there you go. 2:20 on the clock. Pretty good time bank. Turning into almost 5 minutes. Will it be enough though? That's gonna be the real question to get the full cap. To go into the next parts of the map. As is right now. Setting up on the payload. Max in the meantime. Went over to that high ground. And Nico, Blizzard at the ready. Maybe this Arcway gonna be in a lot of trouble. Shots now keeping on coming. Average is gonna be there. Ice will set on up yet again. And the eye field. Gonna be looking to make sure everything is gonna be fine and dandy. Fire strike getting tossed. How to with that dead eye. Going for the channel, making sure everything is good. Going great. Chance there forced out from SABAGOD. This is now looking like the blue hand side has withdrawn everything from the back. And this is gonna be the retribution here. Tax collection in its prime. The flux from Max gonna be able to get 3. Unfortunately, there are no causalities whatsoever, no casualties on the blue hand side. But we'll see right now if Samurai can buy time. Goes for the self-struck in front of that payload. Mesa, Max, getting on the board. The Orisa and the Sigma leading the charge, but they lose the Centaur already. Claire in the meantime, popping that Amp Matrix. 2 frags on the board here for the defense. Not really the worst defense here for SABAGOD Daisuki, but they can do a little better. They would force their ultimates out early to try and sustain against the push. But hey, they did stop the momentum of the attack. And AKIHABARA ENCOUNT now slowly but surely pushing on through on the second point. A victory, yes, but is it the cleanest one that they would like? Now, this will enable, of course, SABAGOD Daisuki to set on up by the next corner. Mason though, in the meantime, taking point already, trying to get out in front. 3 ultimates ready to go here for the red hand side. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT trying to make sure that this pain train is not going to stop anytime soon. Supercharger set as well. There we go with the halt. And Diva going for the DM as well. Chanted right now, ready to go. Roku staying on the left hand side. And we'll see if it's going to be enough here and now as AKIHABARA ENCOUNT going to be staying on the right. SABAGOD Daisuki moving on forward. And there we go with the halt, but the flux comes online yet again. Slams on down, I feel to protect everyone. And we go with the Blizzard. Roku actually gonna go for the center onto the high ground. Doesn't get too much there. Amp Matrix in behind from Solo. And how to channeling that third eye, looking for a target or two. Barrier in the way, gonna shut down the bullets. Flash on right now, connecting onto Max with the net grasp, giving him so much HP to work with. The Dragon Strike now coming on through. 2-for-1 trade so far. AKIHABARA Encounts having the numbers in their favor. Will this be enough to get the capture? Yes, it is. 2 minutes turning into 3:37. Still a good time back here for AKIHABARA Encounts.
Good job, team. Let's keep it going.
Looks like things are turning out in favor of the red hand side. AKIHABARA Encounts coming on back, making sure that they can push this payload with the authority that they need. Still, SABAGOD DAISUKI have been stop bait after stop bait. They've been really checkpoints, making sure temperature is fine and dandy. And Samurai, though, gonna go for the big bomb already, busting it down. Halts to try and get the connection on. Beautiful eye field though from Solo, gonna save the day. The Batiste, honestly, an absolute MVP there. It seems like the Ice Wall to be protecting them just a little bit as well. Not too sure on the angle there though, but you can say that Batiste right now keeping the top up going. Zen Batiste here for the red hand side, all about the damage. And of course the Batiste can throw two grenades for a little burst of healing. Speaking of the burst, regenerative burst being tossed on that. Trance in the middle, Mazel's keeping everyone alive. And the eye field in the really good spots, out of range, out of sight. Mason now hugging the corner, trying to get on through. Samurai maybe trying to stay out in front here. We go with the trance from SABAGOD. And SABAGOD DAISUKI really holding as close as can be. They're making AKIHABARA Encounts work for all these victories. And sure, the blue hand side has been really unable to stop them per se. But in the meantime, that's the time back draining on down. Small victories, but they need to get a big one soon. As they are running out of space, they're running out of time to work with. 2 minutes on the clock, Claire gonna get tagged on down on the left. Here we go though with the Blizzard courtesy of Tomo all the way out in front. And extending the lines all throughout. AKIHABARA Encounts. Just showing everyone how it's done and countering the opposition. Ice Wall on the left, no contest whatsoever. Samurai too late to the party. And sometimes you get a text, just don't follow on through, man. Just don't come anymore. That's what Samurai felt like there as the red hand side gets the full cap. AKIHABARA Encounts getting one back, getting the full capture, and now looking to impose on their defense. From Lijiang Tower already, we've seen that this match can actually go the long haul, go all the way through, potentially go for a map number 5. But you can really say from the first map that this is going to be action already going underway here and now. In the meantime, we are waiting on for the next round, making sure everything is fine and dandy between our teams. It seems like it's gonna be time to get back into the action. SABAGOD still going for that Zen, and Claire this time goes over to Batiste. Zen, Batiste, go with that double barrier as well. Back into the meta with these hero bands. Anyway, it's time to get into the action yet again. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with the Sunday match.
Omnix will not be kept down forever.
At the stream, you guys are twitch.tv. It's Daks PH. Thank you guys for coming on over. Share the stream. Make sure that we get some notice onto these Japanese squads. Help them move on through from the Open Division 2 contenders. Maybe, just maybe, bring in some reputation in the Overwatch League itself. Of course, you already have one Japanese player waiting at the wings for Overwatch League, playing in NA contenders right now. This up. It's Tayo. Hatsudo. Going for the Storm Arrows. I'd say that SABAGOD DAISUKI really misses one of their teammates playing in NA, playing with the big leagues apparently. But hey, they're having fun. They're having a good time in the Pacific OD, and they're looking to make sure that they can make it to the playoffs yet again. Let's see though if it is gonna pan out here and now. SABAGOD DAISUKI as Samurai getting in position onto the objective. Solo gonna get shot on up. It's taken down. Nico finding Tomo as well. Maffin in the meantime with the counter kill. But it's Hanzo really getting pressured by Samurai. The Sigma putting the shield on up. Really pesky against any sniper. That's what Experimental Barrier can do. It's a good play, especially against snipers playing the long-range game. Just put it in their sightlines, put it in their face. And you can't get any shots whatsoever done. Especially the fact when playing that Widowmaker, it will take so while to crack. Muffin had the advantage of playing the Hanzo Storm Arrows, a good way to shut it down. It still buys enough time for the side of SABAGOD DAISUKI to get in position onto the objective. And by this point in time, Amp Matrix is available here for Claire. Barrier being set on up by Roku as well. And in the meantime, Haozu tossing on that arrow. There we go with the set on up. There we go with the halt as well. The Dragon Strike is available. Look for a target of opportunity. Sees the high ground being taken here by AKIHABARA Encounts. On the flip side, Mason really hugging that corner. And the Supercharger, not going to be online anytime soon. It's the Amp Matrix actually from Solo supercharging that Fusion Driver. But SABAGOD and Nico able to get some frags yet again. Click and clinical here from SABAGOD DAISUKI right now, mopping the floor against the opposition. It seems like the blue hand side saying, hey, if you guys can go for the full cap, we can do one better. And show you guys how this push works, show you guys how we can actually impose our will with this double barrier. It really is a MD versus undergraduates. SABAGOD DAISUKI having the experience, having the know-how, having the veteranship to actually move on through and take these victories. Now though, we'll see if AKIHABARA and Kat can actually go for the contest. Dragon Strike connecting on to Haozu after a good halt there from Mason. In response though, Blizzard getting it eaten up actually by Max. And this is prime opportunity here for AKIHABARA and Counts to just squat on over onto that payload. Blocks though from Raid. They feel like they can still win this fight. Maffin taking the brunt of those two hyperspheres. Good for the start there from Raid. By this point in time, Supercharger forced out instead. Pull the Daisuke squad back on out. Yes, it is gonna be the case. You forced out the bongo drum. They should be happy about that one, even with all their casualties. And anyway, Samurai Knight now staying in the streets, making sure everything is fine and dandy. Max in the meantime, moving on over to the right with the Flux in hand. This is gonna be the Sigma hopping on around. There we go with the ice wall set on up yet again. Halt now connecting. We go for the lift on up though. Nico up into the air. And the ice wall gonna be there as well. Max now. Second floor. Then his domain. He's the king of his own country. But it's a 1-for-1 trade. Both mains getting a pick off on each to the back line. But here comes AKIHABARA and Counts. It's a flurry of kills for Mappin, Max, and Tomo. And you can see with just that Hanzo on the high ground, able to get pick after pick after pick. Good positioning so far here for AKIHABARA and Counts. And let's just watch that one again. Make sure it got everything there. It's AKIHABARA and Counts. Just look at that. Poor Claire actually walking, jumping into the arrow. Headshot connecting, taking that one. Critical strike onto poor Baptiste. But anyway, in behind, no one home. Because everyone here for AKIHABARA and Count playing into the front lines. Mazlas though, onto that Zenyatta right now. Used up that trance earlier on. SABAGOD trying to get the peace and tranquility within him to burst on through. The power of the sun compelling SABAGOD DAISUKI to push, and Mason being low is gonna be another good way to go about things. Maffin though still uncontestable, the high ground, his domain this time. Gets rid of Haozu already in the counterpart matchup. Maffin able to get 2 frags on the board, and this has been the Maffin show. It's very difficult for SABAGOD DAISUKI if they have no way to force that Hanzo down. How will they respond? It seems like SABAGOD DAISUKI can be rotating in behind instead. And they realize they have to force Maffin onto the low ground, force him to not have that perch. And they are going to go for the rotation, taking a little bit of time to make sure that that Hanzo is not going to get free pick after free pick after free pick. Thank you for the raid right there. And you know, just trying to type in while casting. Always a pleasure from Atheniel. But still, Nico right now going for the shots. Icicles looking to connect onto the other side. Gonna have 5 ultimates online here for SABAGOD DAISUKI. And they are running out of time. AKIHABARA and Counts pulling their foot by the door hinge. Making sure it's not gonna be opening there. Dragon Strike though being tossed on that. Tomo, Maffin, Mason all on the board. Shutting the door against the opposition. They're the ones who control it. They'll say where you can go in. But it's really just a small little peek. By this point in time, we'll see if Nico can be that hold, can actually get the Blizzard onto the streets. It'd be a good way if AKIHABARA and Count makes a fatal mistake of bunching on up down below. But keep an eye out on Maffin. He's back on his perch. The sniper's nest, the watchtower. Between our Hanzo and the Batiste. Max gonna be there as well, and apparently Tomo swaps over to the Doofus. A little bit of bait to switch perhaps. Macfin in behind instead. Flux now connecting onto Medi, and the I-field going down. Huge Sigma ultimate there from Max. Able to get to Blizzard right now from Nico in desperation. Trans though, gonna keep everyone warm in this chilling reception. And SABAGOD Daisuki not having the numbers to contest anymore. Nico with the ice wall, and that is gonna be the game there. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT this time taking a map back. We're all tied up in the Japanese Civil War. SABAGOD Daisuki and AKIHABARA ENCOUNT
Play of the game.
gonna be all one apiece. Play the game onto that Mei. And AKIHABARA ENCOUNT with the 3-1 victory in this match. Very impressive work there from AKIHABARA ENCOUNT, showing them that they are not out of this match as of yet. If you guys are tuning on and this is map number 2, we are gonna go to map number 3 very shortly. We'll see though if the players are gonna ask for a break or not. But here right now with the results, Lijiang Tower being taken by SABAGOD Daisuki 2-1. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT in response with a 3-1 victory here on King's Row. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our middle of the match breaks as we wait on for SABAGOD Daisuki now to pick the next map in the escort typing. We are guaranteed a map number 4 thanks to the efforts there from AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. But it seems like there was just no real answer for the second floor. SABAGOD Daisuki not really imposing their will on that high ground, not really being as strong on their pushes there. They were really trying to find ways to beat out the opposition. They're really trying to find ways to just get rid of Macfin from below, from the flank. But it just wasn't really panning out for them. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT always having the answer, always having the tools that they need in the first place. Mason, Max, Mazlis, Tomo, Solo, and Macfin all figuring things out to get things done. They're on King's Row. Really good practice all throughout, and seems like Watchpoint Gibraltar gonna be map number 3 if we are going to go straight into the next match. Now, Watchpoint Gibraltar is a very good map for that dive, but without that Winston, it's going to be pretty difficult to roll around with that Wrecking Ball in terms of how it's actually set on up. There are many places where the Winston Leap is a lot more reliable than the Wrecking Ball rollouts, but of course the best players do know how to make it work. In the meantime, we can go for a brawl composition into the tunnel line below. Can play that double barrier as well if that is going to be the case. But we'll see what the future is going to hold for these two teams. As Watchpoint Gibraltar going to be map number 3. It seems like AKIHABARA ENCOUNT is deciding to go on the attack first into this one.
Arriving at Watchpoint
Staying on the sides,
Gibraltar.
staying on with this matchup. Let's just check out Watchpoint Gibraltar has been officially confirmed.
Initiating
Let's get back into the match. An old base, timely, still weathering all the scandals in Overwatch history. Watchpoint Gibraltar, a good way to get a glimpse of how Overwatch used to operate back in the lore. But still, you know, it's a PvP game, people shoot each other, that's pretty much all the lore that you need. But for people who are really interested in universe things, Watchpoint Gibraltar is a treasure trove of pretty much what the history of Overwatch was, what it became, and what it will become into the future. Dude, that can't just be a tagline for Overwatch 2, no lying there. And I think, if I remember correctly, the sequel is going to be coming out this year at the tail end. We get that PvE action and a few revamps onto multiplayer. But hey, we'll still get the old Overwatch because it's still basically the same old game. If you guys are willing to actually go for that price tag, might as well move on over to the upgrade. So by this point in time, this is going to be the die that we were talking about. SABAGOD Daisuki playing that Wrecking Ball. Oh, Roku spotting at Mazlis. But does he know that there's other people there? Orisa and the Hog. Now, we see the Roadhog at the very start of Watchpoint Gibraltar. It's an opportunity to get a pick off on anyone poking at the bridge, poking down below. And of course, very close to that spawn point, very close to the swap area. But by this point in time, Tomo moving over to that Doofus. How to? Exposing himself with a Genji, dashing on in. In the meantime, Maffin looking to make sure that sight lines are going to be key and clutch with that Widowmaker. Swaps them back to the Tracer instead. Seems like that's not going to be how AKIHABARA ENCOUNT wants to play this out, but Nico already putting a wrench in their plans. Tomo getting taken out at the very start, recalling to that high ground. The Tracer making sure that she's always in position to find targets of opportunity. But the Orisa now holding the line, gonna be the tip of the spear, the vanguard in this scenario. Mason gonna be out in front, holding that corner. The payload already down below into the tunnel. This is gonna be really good for the Orisa if he gets in position. And SABAGOD Daisuki has to react. They don't want to really play into the cavern with their comp right now. Instead, they're looking pick-offs onto the high ground and make sure map control is still heavily in their favor. But that payload now reaching on over to the high ground, reaching on over to the first corner by the points. And in this instance, Samurai gonna be dueling against Mason, the Diva and the Orisa. Just getting a little charge from each other, the bomb as well as the bongo, gonna be good tools later on. Nico in the meantime with a pick up onto Mazlis, and Zenyatta getting picked off. And this defense right now, just finding angles of opportunity. Nico showing on up that he is gonna be the idol here. 2 frags on the board for that Tracer, getting some really good damage from beyond as well. And just basically some restraint here from the Tracer. Finding the angles, finding the opportunity, finding the spots to actually go on without really heavily committing onto the low ground. Nico has been staying on this high ground for more often than not, especially with that recall at the very start. But here comes Mason, rolling on over to that higher ground, making sure that he forces How To as well as Roku down. In the meantime, a lot of ultimates here for SABAGOD Daisuki. They're going to be having the full bank ready to go. It's a full charge on your phone. And here comes the initial burst. Nanoblade in hand. It's like turning on Data for the very first time and seeing its unlimited access. 3 frags on the board here for that Genji. A good way to go about things. And SABAGOD Daisuki actually whittling down the time back of AKIHABARA. Even getting that pick off onto Maffin. Back to the drawing board here for the red hand side. We'll see though if it is gonna be enough for AKIHABARA to be full held. SABAGOD Daisuki still having 4 ultimates ready to go. Gonna be staying on this high ground right now, making sure that they do have the angles of opportunity. And speaking of opportunity, here we go with the bomb, with the mines, and the rally getting counterplayed immediately by the quick initiation there from SABAGOD Daisuki. See right now connecting Claire. Gonna be going for the top up on to the Zenyatta as well. Mazlis in the meantime did go for the CC there. Max goes for the resets. It was a little awkward. I was like looking for where's the support line, and they're all the way here. Very aggressive push here, courtesy of SABAGOD Daisuki, and they're really extending their lines past what they can play into safely and winning. The risk and the reward going in favor of the defense right now. Mason though rolling around in behind. Might go for potential C9 or 2. Good roll on in, but missed the mark by the tail end. It seems like it hit the corner of the forklift, slowing him down. Nika right now with the pulse bomb doesn't get much. Mason going for the chase, gets that takedown there. And now the Tracer right now, firepower cut in half. We'll see if How To can be clutch here. It's gonna be a big deal if the Genji can actually make it to that Dragon Blade, using the Wrecking Ball right now as the ultimate battery. But How To has it back on Nats. Here we go though with the Nana Busat to Tomo. Waiting it out, deflect. Tomo, the blade, getting the cuts on. How To though, getting clutch heal. And How To, patience is a virtue for both sides, but How To is able to make it a win there. A 1-for-1 trade so far. I'm honestly flabbergasted. Just trying to guess the action after what a good reversal from the defense. But by this point in time, the action still continues. It doesn't matter if there's a big moment because the bomb is coming our way. Self-destruct onto the payload. Mason gonna get caught there. And here goes Max, touching that jet plane. Too late for AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. And I'm just stunned. I'm stunned on how SABAGOD Daisuki played that one out. Really forced AKIHABARA ENCOUNT to go for the chase. But surprise, surprise, Nano Boost after the first slash. Didn't have the dash anymore. And wow, SABAGOD Daisuki playing it so strong. Huge moment there from the Genji and Diana. How to and Claire finding the timing. Oh, wow, 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 indeed. That's a huge moment. Expecting the Nanoblade to actually get some kills, but unfortunately it just didn't pan out.
Ready for
They
battle.
knew that how to, but they're gonna be coming close to that blade, especially after the pick-off against the opposing Tracer. But well, well, well. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. All SABAGOD Daisuki needs now is that 1 point to take the victory. Good map pick here, so far from the blue hand side. They really know, and they really show that they can play this map. It seems like AKIHABARA Encounts not as well versed as their opposition. But hey, we'll see what this is gonna unfold into as Mason Max playing that Orisa and the Diva. May, as well as a Tracer here for Tomo and Maffin. Looks like the Ana though, very, very stable pick, especially with the sightlines here on Watchpoint Gibraltar. If you get to the high ground, well, you are a sniper. Just basically getting damage, getting the heals going. So many different angles. But hey, the action is not over yet, even with a huge moment, with a huge counterplay. We still need to see what SABAGOD Daisuki is going to be giving us into this round of their offense. It seems like they are going to be freely getting through the corner. Halt right now, slowing things down as well. AKIHABARA Encounts. Pretty soft defense here. Not contesting whatsoever. Make sure that they are going to be dropping on down instead. Mason meets Roku in pitch combat. It's barrier versus barrier. No damage being done onto either side. And Claire in the meantime with a small little shield as well. Now here comes Tomo though, dropping on down. Halt, connecting onto the Brigitte. Will it be enough though for a pickoff? Says no. Max though, all alone onto the high ground. The Diva might get picked off into this one. Everyone looking for a target though. Very slow offense here right now from SABAGOD Daisuki. They're taking a while to formulate their plan. They're stabilizing the payload. And they're looking for a potential pick. Will Maffin be the one first to fall? Both sides so evenly matched, honestly. No casualties whatsoever in this fight. And keeping each other alive. Unfortunately, it doesn't pan out for Nico, but Hatsu gets the blade in hand. Another clutch play from the Genji. Gets the cut onto Mazlis. And a 2-for-1 into this time. The offense having the advantage, but Maffin with the clutch. Gets the pulse bomb connecting onto SABAGOD. Still numbers in favor of SABAGOD Daisuki, but Maffin, a one-man army. Here we go with the Blizzard being sauced on out. Samurai actually getting a pick off onto Max. The Tracer dropping on down while waiting out the ultimate. And here comes the Reinhardt's barrier being dropped on down to make sure the pulse bomb falls. And Roku imposing as well against Mason. The Reinhardt cannot sustain whatsoever. And SABAGOD Daisuki will take Watchpoint Gibraltar 1-0. Absolute chills though from that defense. SABAGOD getting that play of the game. Interesting enough. What did the Zenyatta do here? Seems like on that D, he's getting shot after shot after shot. Well played by SABAGOD Daisuki, taking the map 1-0. Strong defense there, making sure that they put AKIHABARA Encounts on notice. And in the meantime, guys, seems like we are going to be going straight into the next map. There's a very quick transition there from our lobby owners. Will SABAGOD Daisuki actually decide to go for the coup de grace, go for the killing blow, and decide to shut down AKIHABARA Encounts immediately after that very, very imposing map number 3. But in the meantime, Horizon Lunar Colony actually gonna get picked for map number 4. So HLC, not a map we see very much into the meta, but hey, since it's back into our pool, well, Horizon Lunar Colony will be seeing what the stars are gonna be aligning for our two teams. Right now though, there we go with the results, there we go with the upcoming map as well. HLC apparently might be our next map. It still is AKIHABARA Encounts pick actually, so we're not truly confirmed into that. It's what's locked on right now though. So we'll be waiting on for confirmation there, but we can confirm the results already. Watchpoint Gibraltar taken by SABAGOD Daisuki. Full capture, and apparently we are gonna swap the map over. It's Volskaya Industries instead. Now Volskaya is a much more known map, especially in higher tiers of play. It has been a while since Volskaya has been in the ladder itself. It seems like for a while 2CP did not change the maps whatsoever. It was Hanamura, Anubis, and Volskaya. And with it being still part of the pool, it is such a experienced map to play on. And I feel like that's where Akihabara ENCOUNT thrives. It's when they know how to play a map, they know how things go, and that they have been practicing into it in the first place. They look very lost there on Watchpoint Gibraltar. You can see in a few instances, especially like when Mason's trying to position to that second floor, just clipping the gap, unfortunately, clipping the side of that forklift. But hey, we're gonna be going into the icy fields of Siberia. Volskaya Industries gonna be our map. So welcome back, guys. Game number 4 out of 5. The real question is, can SABAGOD Daisuki actually shut things down already here and now? Or will we get more? Will we see? And map number 5 has been the best of the best in the Japanese scene. But SABAGOD Daisuki, there are people who say that this is basically the Japanese version of the former Overwatch League players going over to OD. And I can concur. This is really a powerhouse team, especially from the previous 2 years, back in the glory days of Contenders 2018. Team Japan. Memories, bring back memories indeed. But right now they're playing mostly for fun, but they still show that they can get people off their lawns and off their games. The SABAGOD Daisuki is playing the Orisa with the D.Va. So yeah, double barrier is something you can play, as you can see, onto the offense, but D.Va's still such a good pick in so many scenarios. Now the problem, of course, is D.Va does get countered by the accretion. The rock connecting gets the stun on. On the flip side, the defense matrix can eat the hyper spheres from the Sigma, but on the other end, the flux is not cancelable whatsoever. If the flux comes, it's all about running into the Sigma and trying to get damage before it gets channeled. It really is a fun interaction between our two off-tanks. We'll see though what the Orisa and the D.Va can do. The good thing about the D.Va, one more point of reference, is the ability to be so mobile. Moves it over to the second floor, Samurai moving around the map. In the meantime, it's a slow and steady push here from Akihabara ENCOUNT. They're already in position onto the right hand side. Eyes will set on up. Nico and Claire actually gonna be going on over to the north hand side. And Samurai taking way too much damage. That's the problem without having 2 barriers. You are gonna get shut down once the DMM drops on Nico though. Actually going for the flank and the McCree. Get the pick off. Good reaction time though from Max. Going for the punish. How to in the meantime. Using the space given to get a pick off onto Mappin. And this is how to. Showing everyone how it's done. Max though catching him at the last moment. Clipping the ankle there. Beautiful shot from the Sigma. But it seems like it's just not going to be enough here for Akihabara ENCOUNT. They were so methodological, trying to come on in. They found a really good rotation. Volskaya Industries, a map where you either go straight or you find the flank and just hunker on down. That is a big chunk of their time though being drawn already. 2:24 on the clock, and that was just the first push. One push, one tick. Will this be the rates that Akihabara ENCOUNT is going to be receiving their blessings? As by this point, it's signed the Batiste of Solo, ready with the Amp Matrix. In the meantime, it seems like SABAGOD Daisuki is like, hey, we'll actually take the spot, thank you very much. I like your spot, I like how it looked. And I feel like we can do one better, or at least just stay here and have a good picnic. But by this point in time, Akihabara ENCOUNT going for the 3-3 strat, going for a split. Will this be the right idea? There are 2 shields in 2 different areas. And this is going to be the D.Va now, looking for the pounce. Good hold though, to force out Samurai. In the meantime, Claire actually getting the whip shot on. Action going on to the north front. And I feel like Akihabara ENCOUNT taking a very, very risky maneuver and paying for it with their lives, with their time back. A triple reset there from Max Mazdas and Tomo. Not the best way to go about things. Overwatch really is a game where it's a big 6 or it's the 5-1. Maybe the 4-2 potentially, but 3-3. A little too difficult in terms of the bulk and the flank. We'll see though, hey. We'll see if Akihabara ENCOUNT can make it work yet again. But by this point in time, with a minute and 10 remaining, they will want to be just as strong as possible. An absolute unit looking to demolish the opposition. And Tomo getting a pick up onto how to is exactly what you want to start with. 6v5 scenario. We see something fall into the water. That's a little unfortunate, whatever that was. Barrier though set on up. Roku ice walled away, and here comes the Dragon Strike. Here comes the Amp Matrix as well. Deadeye now being primed by Nico. He's really trying to tag things up. but doesn't get any shots whatsoever. Supercharger now set here and now by SABAGOD Daisuki as Roku tries to contest onto the corner, but they give up that second tick already. And here comes the Flux Dragon Strike though from basically spawn. And it actually catches out Mason. How did you even find the angle there? SABAGOD Daisuki stabilizing onto the objective. Free shots now onto the Mei. Can Nico get the pick off? Doesn't happen. Roku still keeping alive. But it's one versus the world. The Orisa getting bullied by this point. Mazless and Max gets in their face. And AKIHABARA Encounts by the tail end. Clean up Haotsu. And a clutch affair with 10 seconds left getting the capture. The pick off there onto Haotsu. Really sealing their fates onto the front of that clash and at the tail end. Hey, it's like a sandwich. It ends with the Hanzo dying. It starts with the Hanzo dying. And honestly, such a good opportunity there opened up by Tomo. Still though, it took a little bit of efforts there from AKIHABARA and Count, but not as much ultimates as you'd expect. They still have a Supercharger Trance and Blizzard all available. Good dispenser all throughout here from the right hand side. And now Roku, they look the hug onto the right. Trying to make sure that he has a corner to stabilize on, making sure that he also has the bearings of any kind of flanks from the Hanzo, staying on that high ground. In the meantime, Mason protecting the sniper. Haotsu and Maffin really having a good time in this DPS versus DPS bout. Sonic Arana being tossed. They are going to go for the 3-3 yet again. And this time it might look a little more successful. Now the issue with the 3-3 split truly is that D.Va looking to go for the bully. But you have one member each of the 3 roles. Well, you will have the sustain, you will have the damage, and you will have the shield play. It's still though, is it enough? SABAGOD Daisuki, mop up 3. But by the tail end, there you go, one tick taken. It seems like the idea here for AKIHABARA and Counts is to buy space to get onto the objective and look for a pick off into the backline at the same time. I like the idea. And the execution isn't the worst, honestly. They're able to get a tick, but it is a very risky approach for the red hand side. I may be wrong about this, that's for sure, because these guys have really been practicing, have really been playing, especially with these hero pools. But the double barrier, you can really see the strength sometimes setting up with those 2 shields. At the same time, the Sigma allows you so much mobility, so this can actually work. I'm not saying at all that this is a bad idea. This is a risky endeavor that is showing so many results here. And they are going to do it again. I love this from AKIHABARA and Counts. They are not afraid to take risks. They are not afraid to use what they have in their composition to the best degree. But by this point in time, Nico gets a pick up onto Tomo. And this is going to be SABAGOD Daisuki having the numbers advantage. It's basically a big bolt looking for pickoffs right now. Haotsu with the imposition against the Sigma, forcing Max to drop on down. But Max actually getting picked off onto Samurai Day. And this right now, they were going with the Flux. Flurry of kills going in favor of AKIHABARA and Counts. They were able to come back as one. Able to just compress as a unit. Max though, in no man's land. 2 ticks now taken here by AKIHABARA and Counts, but they are running out of time. And with SABAGOD Daisuki having spawn advantage, they do have the favor of the gods off the map. By this point, pray to their shines, pray to the Shinto. As now Max gonna go on over to that Wrecking Ball. Desert Times go for desperate measures. And here comes the Hamster, trying to come on through, gets pushed onto the objective itself. Can he force the C9? Doesn't happen. Haotsu in the meantime, cutting over against the opposition, and there you go, C9 is forced out on the offense instead. And SABAGOD Daisuki catching out Max, the Dragon Strike for the zone, and now they only need to get the full cap to take this victory. 2 ticks and a little bit of percentage. That's basically what SABAGOD Daisuki needs to do into this one. And just so fun to see AKIHABARA and Count try out that 3-3 split. Experimental barrier from the Sigma. So mobile. It lets you put the shield wherever you want. It's so easy to utilize it in those scenarios. And I see it more often on a map like Junkertown. Especially when you have a sniper, you have the Sigma throw over that shield, but it is still a bulk of the tank staying together. A little bit of an off angle, sure, but beyond that, really risky play there from AKIHABARA and Count. You can see the consistency though. They're able to get a tick apiece. And if the side of SABAGOD Daisuki doesn't respond properly, they might actually lose out as they get pincered, as they get sandwiched by the opposition. You saw that for a little bit there, especially as the Sigma was getting a few frags on the board, but a good comeback there from SABAGOD DAISUKI with the Orisa, with the Zenyatta, stabilizing by the objective, allowing them to get kills on back.
Now I'll show them.
A lot of inspiration here for upcoming teams, especially in Open Division. Maybe we'll see it even more so into Contenders. I haven't been able to tune in too much onto Contenders, especially with the schedule of the European scene. But hey, it's on YouTube, so easy to watch VODs from the past. And we know how to, trying to get in position. He's playing that Genji right now. Full dive basically here from the blue hand side. Brig though, instead of the illusion that is banned, they are going to go for that on as well. And in the meantime, how to hugging onto the right hand side. You already see Mason getting in position down below. And a pretty standard defense here from the side of AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. On Volskaya Industries, you can actually hunker on up, puts the barrier as a wall, as a door, and just fight people as they move on over to the objective. Someone though does have to touch eventually, and by this point in time, it's gonna be How To pretty much locked up in chains, getting taken down there. Jailhouse Rock killing him there. And Roku in the meantime trying to go for a little bit of a bold on in. First stick now taken here by SABAGOD DAISUKI. Shades of the offense from AKIHABARA ENCOUNT so far. But this time, it's trying to be all about coordination. Almost gets a pick off there onto the mate. Good ice block courtesy of Tomo, keeping him alive. And in the end, AKIHABARA ENCOUNT, that first pick up onto How To, really just demolishing the hopes of this offense to be a clean one. Poor Genji getting stuck in the middle of literally everyone. It's just like the bullies in the playground ganging up onto that one poor kid who's just way too into anime. Anyway though, Tomo right now going for the snipes as Roku is literally having a field day, enjoying his time rolling around the map. Still though, forced to contest out, Pulse Bomb now connecting Mason with the Fortify, and I feel is set already here for AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. They're encircling the protected field as of the moment. The barrier now going to be set up by the two tanks yet again, and Samurai going to push on forward. Pile Driver looking for the catch, does get to Blizzard though onto the other side. Tomo getting the zone on over, and the entrance going to get blocked. The exit for Roku gets shut down as well. And it seems like the Wrecking Ball did not pay the toll whatsoever. Mappin though getting onto the board, catching out the opposing Tracer in behind, winning that 1v1. And by this point in time, SABAGOD DAISUKI going to be swapping things over. Massless Mason back into the field, and AKIHABARA ENCOUNT just domineering onto this defense so far. They're able to find the opportunities. They're able to buy enough time for them to set on up against that dive. And now they have to deal with the Orisa onto Roku's end. Now Samurai does still stay on the D.Va. He has that self-destruct, going to be a good tool for the zone, and potentially get kills if it isn't respected. In the meantime, the real win condition here truly is going to be the Nano Blade. How To and SABAGOD have been pretty clutch so far. Will it be the same case? Ice One now already used up by Tomo. Will they wait out the wall to crumble on over? Seems like that's the case. Supercharge as well, buying time here for the right-hand side. But you can also say that this is SABAGOD DAISUKI biding their time, waiting for opportunity, waiting for the safest course of action. And the rally gonna be the starting point of that. The flag bearer gonna be shining on into disgrace. And How To, in the meantime, with the blade in hand, Nano Boost as the flux comes. Getting out to stay alive. A sliver of HP gets on out. Mason now the target, sees Masses as well. The switch strike now connecting, goes for the reset at the same time. And Tomo in the meantime with the Blizzard, self-destruct onto the field, doesn't get too much. And Claire chopped up there. Good healing courtesy of SABAGOD. 2 for 2 trade all throughout. The blue hand side now just needs to get a pick up onto the Tracer to secure this point, and they do so. SABAGOD DAISUKI priming themselves for the victory. They have 3 minutes and 18 seconds to do so. A close bout here. A juggernaut affair between our two teams. And the knockout approach. This has to end in only one way, with a KO onto the other side. We'll see right now, SABAGOD DAISUKI is gonna be that one to actually get the punch on, the 1-2 connection. They see Max though. Nico is looking for a target of opportunity, has the Pulse Bomb available. It's a parcel delivery that he wants to send on over. But Mappin in the meantime cleans up How To. Here comes the Tracer though, blinking on the way. And without that Genji, this is gonna be a very awkward approach here from SABAGOD DAISUKI. They decide to disengage. Give respect to the creators in the Foundry. They work a hard time. Engineers working so hard in the academy, working so hard to bring the best of the best. And a lot of respect given here by SABAGOD Daisuki so far. Now Nico ready with a pulse bomb. Could have gone for the suicide dive there. Oh no, he messes up the blink. Forces the recall on out. And that is even more time being drained from SABAGOD Daisuki's time bank. Supercharger now available. There we go with the Amp Matrix though, courtesy of Solo. And in the meantime, Haotsu going for that deflect. Shots keeping on coming. On the flip side, you see the rock being sauce barrier gonna be there. And here comes that supercharger set on up. Nico actually getting the pick off on the map and good stick onto the McCree. The Cowboy going down into this Boogaloo. And by this point in time, it's time for the Blade. How to look to cut down AKIHABARA ENCOUNT and shut this down the way his forefathers used to know. The ancestry of AKIHABARA ENCOUNT gonna get a little bit of company tonight as the spirits from the sword of the Genji gonna be filled by AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. That is gonna be the game. Match point taken by SABAGOD Daisuki, taking the series 3-1, and that is gonna be our time here in the open division.
Play of the game.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Well played to both sides. And that is gonna be game, set, and match. Ladies and gentlemen, what a good show. What a fun one there. But SABAGOD Daisuki taking this series 3-1. Volskaya Industries going in their favor, going in their way, and taking that one 2-1. Has been a solid bout all throughout. And we'll just check a little bit of our results. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Lijiang Tower taken by SABAGOD 2-1. King's Road though beaten out back by AKIHABARA, who took that one 3-1 instead. But Watchpoint Gibraltar, all SABAGOD Daisuki there, winning that one with a full hold and a pretty easy first cap, all things considered. And finally, Volskaya Industries. It took a while, but SABAGOD Daisuki was able to make it work. Kudos to AKIHABARA ENCOUNT though, trying to differentiate themselves from the opposition. Interesting strategies from Volskaya Industries. I feel like just a little more refinement that it can actually really surprise a number of teams. But at the same time, if that becomes a little more popular into the meta, it might be expected and there might be even better responses against it. But SABAGOD Daisuki able to respond in kind, respond in a proper manner, and really showing that they still have it in more ways than one. The real question is, when will they actually go all out? And I'm not saying they're not taking it seriously, but still the idea of the team is more on the enjoyment, making content. Maybe, just maybe, these guys are not done yet in the Overwatch scene, but we'll see what the future holds. This does move over SABAGOD Daisuki to way high up in the rankings. They should be tied basically for either first or second place. No, there you go. They are confirmed second place right now. Fourth actually in OMW, 5-1 alongside many others. In the meantime, AKIHABARA ENCOUNT 3-3 with the highest OMW. So we'll see if they can bounce back and come into the playoffs. Remember guys, only 12 slots available this time of the playoffs, as 4 of those slots taken by teams from Contenders Trials. Anyway, it has been a fun one. Hopefully, we are able to do this again next weekend and bring you guys some action from the Pacific scene. In my own instance, I'm going to be looking to get a little repairs going on to my setup, and hopefully, it should be done by then. But thank you guys for tuning on in. Thank you guys for coming on over. And it has been a pleasure to bring you some OD action, especially from the Japanese scene. SABAGOD Daisuki taking the series 3-1 against AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. And all I can say is, Watchpoint Gibraltar, that counterplay at the tail end was my favorite moment of the match. It's been a fun one. It's been a great time. See you guys next time. Have a good night.